I'm standing in a packed auditorium, my heart pounding so loud it drowns out the crowd. Across the chessboard is her, the girl who's mocked me since freshman year, smirking like she's already won. Everyone expects me to crumble. They always have. But today I'm not the quiet nerd they laugh at. Today, I'm about to flip the board on her perfect little world. And when her king falls, oh, it's going to feel so good. Want to know how I turned years of humiliation into the sweetest revenge? Stick around, because this story will leave you cheering. Hey everyone, my name's Emma. I'm 19, and I'm from a small town in Ohio. I'm a college freshman now, studying computer science, but back in high school, I was just the quiet girl who loved puzzles and chess. Today, I'm sharing a very personal story from my senior year, one that still gives me chills when I think about it. It's about standing up to someone who tried to make me feel small and winning in a way I never expected. If you've ever been underestimated, disrespected, or just done with someone's nonsense, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive into this real-life story. Maybe it'll touch your heart too. So, let's begin. Growing up, I was always the kid who faded into the background. Westfield High was like any other American high school. Cliques, drama, and a social hierarchy that felt carved in stone. I was 17, lanky, with glasses that never sat right on my nose. My favorite place was the library, where I'd sit alone at lunch, solving logic puzzles, or playing chess against myself on a beat-up board I'd bought at a thrift store for $5. The checkered squares felt like a safe little world where I made the rules. Then there was Madison. Oh, Madison. If Westfield High was a kingdom, she was the queen, crown and all. Blonde hair that always looked like it belonged in a shampoo commercial, a laugh that echoed down hallways, and a knack for making everyone feel like they needed her approval. She was captain of the cheer squad, president of the debate club, and the kind of girl who could make or break your reputation with a single glance. To her, I was invisible until I wasn't. It started in freshman year. I was in the cafeteria, punched over a puzzle book, when I heard her voice, sharp like a blade wrapped in honey. "Look at her, talking to her little squares," she said, loud enough for her friends to giggle. "What's her deal? Does she, like, date the chess pieces?" The table erupted in laughter. My cheeks burned, and I stared at my book, pretending I hadn't heard. But inside, my stomach twisted like I'd swallowed a rock. I wanted to disappear. That was just the beginning. For 3 years, Madison's comments followed me like a shadow. "Nerd girl, pawn princess, the girl who talks to rooks." She'd say it in passing, always with that smirk, like she knew she could get away with it. And she did. Teachers loved her. Students worshipped her. I was just Emma, the quiet girl who didn't fight back. Conflict escalation. Madison joins the chess team. Senior year, everything changed. I joined the chess team because it was the one place I felt like I belonged. Our team was small, just a handful of misfits who met in a dusty classroom after school. I wasn't the best player, but I loved the game's logic, the way every move had a purpose. Then, one day, Madison walked in. She stood in the doorway, her cheer uniform practically glowing under the fluorescent lights. "So, she said, tossing her hair. I'm joining the team. Colleges love well-rounded applicants, right? The room went silent. Our coach, Mr. Larson, a sweet old guy who smelled like coffee and old books, just nodded. Welcome, Madison, he said, like she was doing us a favor. I felt my heart sink. Chess was my sanctuary, and now she was here, invading it. She didn't even care about the game. To her, it was just another box to check for her Ivy League applications. But what really stung was how everyone else reacted. The team, my friends, started fawning over her. Madison, you're so smart, you'll pick this up in no time. Oh my gosh, we're so lucky to have you. I sat there, clutching my knight, feeling like the board had been yanked out from under me. Her presence was suffocating. She'd show up late, her perfume a sharp floral cloud filling the room. She'd interrupt practice to check her phone, her acrylic nails clicking against the screen. And when she played, she was sloppy, moving pieces like they were props in her personal drama. Once, she knocked over half the board and laughed, saying, "Oops, guess I'm too fabulous for this game." Everyone laughed with her, except me. The worst part? She kept targeting me. During practice, she challenged me to games just to mock my moves. "Oh, Emma, protecting your little pawns again? So cute." Her friends, who'd started hanging around to watch her, would snicker. My hands would shake as I moved my pieces, my throat tight with the words I couldn't say. I wanted to scream. Why are you doing this? What did I ever do to you? But I didn't. I just played, move after move, swallowing the hurt. It all came to a head one rainy afternoon in October. I was in the chess room alone, setting up a board to practice a tricky opening I'd read about. My glasses fogged up from the damp air, and my sweater smelled like wet wool. I was lost in the game when Madison burst in, her voice slicing through the quiet. "Emma, there you are," she said, her tone dripping with fake sweetness. "Still practicing to lose?" She leaned over the table, her shadow falling across the board. "You know you're not actually good at this, right? I mean, it's cute that you try, but—" She trailed off, laughing. My heart pounded. My fingers tightened around a bishop, the plastic sharp against my palm. "Say something," my brain screamed. "Don't let her win." But my voice wouldn't come. Instead, I looked at her, really looked at her. Her perfect makeup, her confident smirk, the way she stood like the world owed her everything. And in that moment, something snapped inside me. I was done being her punching bag. Enough, I thought. I'm not invisible. I'm not a pawn. And I'm going to show her, show everyone what I'm made of. I didn't say it out loud. I didn't need to. That day, I made a promise to myself. I'd beat her. Not just in a game, but in a way that would shut her up for good. Revenge planning and execution. Quietly building strength, I threw myself into chess like never before. Every night, I studied strategies until my eyes burned. Openings, endgames, famous matches from Kasparov to Carlsen. I watched YouTube tutorials, my laptop glowing in the dark of my bedroom. I practiced puzzles until my fingers ached from clicking. My mom would knock on my door saying, "Emma, it's 2 a.m., go to sleep." but I couldn't stop. This wasn't just about chess anymore. It was about proving I wasn't the nobody Madison thought I was. I volunteered to coach the team, me, the quiet girl. Mr. Larson was thrilled, saying, "Emma, you've got a gift for teaching." I started running drills, teaching my teammates about control, patience, and precision. I showed them how to trap an opponent's pieces, how to think 3 moves ahead. And you know what? They listened. For the first time, I wasn't invisible. The team got better, way better. We started winning matches against schools we'd never beaten before. Madison noticed. She'd roll her eyes during my drills, muttering, "This is so boring." But I didn't care. I kept going, my confidence growing with every win. I could feel it. The tide was turning. And then came the regional championship. The auditorium was a sea of noise. Chairs scraping, parents whispering, the hum of fluorescent lights overhead. My palms were sweaty as I adjusted my glasses, the lenses smudged from nervous wiping. The chessboards were set up on long tables, the pieces gleaming under the stage lights. My teammates were buzzing with excitement, but I was focused on one thing: the bracket. I knew it was coming. I could feel it in my bones. When the pairings were announced, the room seemed to hold its breath. Emma versus Madison, final round. My heart skipped. Madison turned to me, her lips curling into that familiar smirk. "This'll be quick," she said, loud enough for everyone to hear. The crowd tittered. My stomach churned. But I met her eyes and smiled, just a little. "You have no idea what's coming," I thought. The board was set. Black versus white. Me versus her. The crowd faded into a blur as I sat across from Madison. Her nails tapped the table, a sharp, impatient rhythm. She wore a pink sweater that probably cost more than my entire wardrobe, and her perfume stung my nose. "Let's make this fun," she said, moving her pawn with a flourish. "Don't cry when you lose, okay?" I didn't answer. I just moved my pawn, my hand steady despite the storm in my chest. "Focus," I told myself. "You've got this." The game began, and it was like stepping into a battlefield. Madison played aggressively, her pieces charging forward like she could intimidate the board itself. But I'd studied her style for weeks. She was sloppy, overconfident, leaving gaps in her defense. Move, countermove. She took my knight. I took her bishop. Her smirk faltered just for a second. I saw it, the crack in her armor. I leaned forward, my breath shallow, my mind racing through every strategy I'd memorized. I set a trap, sacrificing a pawn to lure her queen. She took the bait, her eyes gleaming with triumph. "Gotcha," she whispered. "Oh, Madison, you have no idea." I moved my rook, pinning her queen. Her smile froze. The crowd murmured. She scrambled, pushing her king back. But I was relentless. Bishop to e5, knight to c3. Her pieces were cornered, her options shrinking. My heart pounded, not with fear, but with something new, power. I could see the end game, clear as day. "Check," I said softly, sliding my queen forward. Madison's eyes widened, her fingers hovering over the board. The room was silent now, the air thick with tension. She moved her king, but it was too late. I saw the path. 3 moves to victory. My hands didn't shake anymore. I moved my bishop, my voice steady. Check. She laughed, but it was nervous, forced. "You're not serious," she said, shoving a pawn forward. I didn't blink. I moved my queen again. Checkmate. The room exploded. Cheers, gasps, applause. It crashed over me like a wave. Madison stared at the board, her face pale, her mouth open, like she couldn't process it. Her queen lay toppled, a fallen monarch. I looked at her, and for the first time, I didn't feel small. I felt alive. Madison's hands clenched into fists, her nails digging into her palms. "This is stupid," she snapped, pushing back her chair so hard it screeched against the floor. Her cheeks were red, her eyes darting to the crowd, who were now whispering about her. "Whatever," she muttered, storming off the stage. But I saw it, the humiliation in her eyes, the crack in her perfect facade. She'd underestimated me, and it cost her everything. I stood up, my legs shaky, but my heart soaring. My teammates rushed over, hugging me, shouting, "Emma, you're a legend." Mr. Larson handed me the trophy, his eyes twinkling. "You earned this," he said. The crowd was still clapping, their voices blending into a roar that filled my chest with warmth. For the first time in years, I wasn't invisible. I was Emma, the girl who beat the queen. Looking back, that day wasn't just about winning a chess game. It was about reclaiming my voice, my worth. Madison never apologized. She didn't have to. Her silence after that match said enough. I learned something important. Real strength isn't about being loud or flashy. It's about showing up, doing the work, and proving yourself when it counts. Karma has a funny way of balancing things out, doesn't it? I'm not saying I'm perfect now, or that I don't still doubt myself sometimes. But that moment taught me I'm stronger than I thought. And if you're out there, feeling small or overlooked, know this: your time will come. Keep making your moves, and one day you'll checkmate the people who doubted you. Whew, that was a ride, right? If this story gave you chills or made you want to fist bump the air, smash that like button and let me know in the comments. What's the most satisfying moment of justice you've ever seen? Or maybe you've got your own story of proving someone wrong. Spill the tea. I'm all ears. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a story like this. I've got more coming your way. And trust me, you won't want to miss them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.